Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is me, Kay Borton. We're here with the Heimcraft community today to be discussing some new changes that are being added into Minecraft. So I thought I would just kind of go over this video, give my instant thoughts and reactions. I don't know why I can't turn on the experimental mode in Bedrock and do all of this myself. But I thought, I'm gonna look at this reveal trailer for the new features, kind of give my thoughts of what I'm thinking. And is Minecraft heading in the right direction? Let's see, what is going to be added, what is new? Let's find out. Ooh, Swiss Alps. Big fan of the Swiss Alps.
I'm Agnes, and I have always yearned for the mines.
You should move to the East Congos.
And I will tell you more about the upcoming new game drop.
Alright, break down the lore for us, Agnes. Thank you. Multiple drops in a year. This is pretty nice. Probably diamonds. I don't know.
This mine has in a way inspired the work on a new mob.
What? This mine specifically?
Some of you might recognize this mob from a previous mob vote.
What? What? No. Guys, they're bringing mobs back from previous mob votes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is a crab mine. She's gonna find a bunch of crabs and they're gonna bring the crab claw into Minecraft. This is incredible. We're finally getting the crab update in Minecraft. Oh my gosh, guys. I've been commenting on so many Minecraft posts. Hey, Crab Nation, don't back down. Don't let your voices be silenced. No one ever comments on it. No one ever likes my comment. So I thought, hey, maybe Crab Nation is just made up of me. But no! Agnes is one of the allies! Let's go! We can build further with the crab claw in our offhand. This is a major update. Let's go, Agnes. Find those crabs.
Hello, little friend.
Whoa! Wow! What? No! No! Oh no, that is not a crab. That's almost a crab, but it's too orange. That's a crawdad. No! Dude, I actually just got freaking played and tricked. I was misled. I guess there are a whole lot of other mobs that didn't win first place in the mob vote. But I thought, what was the best mob of all time that wasn't put into the game? The crab. But, you know what? Copper Golem. This could be an okay addition. I heard that the Copper Golem can interact with copper buttons. So let's see if they kind of show off any of that.
The Copper Golem!
It is pretty cute.
Some of you might recognize the Copper Golem from the 2021
Oh, got a little head spin animation.
We will show you how we have reinvented it. But
What?
that's not
Reinvented?
all, because the next game
What?
drop will also include.
What do you
some
mean,
other
reinvented?
features.
I guess it does look different from the old pictures.
My personal relation to copper in game is that I mine a bunch of it, forget that I can't use it for tools, and then hoard it in my inventory.
Wow, Matthew, you're a strange guy. Why would you just mine something for no reason and not use it? Okay, wait. Why did Matthew just say that? He just mines it, and then he forgets he can't... Did he say he forgets he can't use it for tools?
Forget that I can't use it for tools, and then hoard it in my inventory.
What? What are you doing, Matthew? Matthew, why are you just mining copper thinking you can use it for tools? It's clearly right now used as a building block. That's why it oxidates and changes colors. Why would you be wanting to make tools out of that? Are you broke, Matthew? How do you not have netherite gear? What is going on, guys? This is very interesting. Matthew, lock the frick in, man. You do not need copper freaking tools, bro. It takes like 4 minus T minutes, bro, to mine all of the diamond and netherite you need for maximum efficiency gear. Why would you... Dude, why would you even be mining it then? Oh, I mine it all and forget I can use it for... Am I being a hater right now? Okay, I'm sorry, Matthew. I just thought that was a weird thing to say.
In Minecraft, so we wanted to make it more...
Oh, I'm picking his nose. Oh my gosh, I'm picking his nose.
So today we are releasing the Copper Golem.
Oh! I've never seen this before. Copper armor, tools, and weapons. And copper chest and copper golem. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be getting a whole bunch of changes. Copper chests. Let's see what they do.
Armor, tools, and weapons.
Okay, let's take a little pause here. Okay, look. Matthew, what? Were you doing all of this, mining all the copper, and then complaining to the game devs at the freaking workplace that you work at, saying, hey, like, I need this added into the game? I will not lie, Matthew, you may be cooking, because the copper does look quite extraordinary for the tools and the armor, especially the armor. Like, I would definitely have an armor stand of this in my anti-poverty chamber, the top floor of my pagoda, you know what I'm saying? Have a little showcase of the copper armor. I do wonder if it can oxidize. Imagine like a green oxidized warrior with a skeletal skin, bro, chasing you down. That'd be pretty cold.
Early in the player journey, we think it will be really helpful that we add.
Okay, so it sounds like copper is before iron. Which, bro, I don't know about you guys. I've never struggled to find iron in my life. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Finding iron is quite easy. I think for casual players, like, maybe it'll come in handy if you're, like, super buns at the game. You, like, don't know how to play. You suck. You, like, need more protection. And look, this is coming from someone who dies, like, 5 times per Minecraft episode. So, that's kind of my thoughts right now on the armor and the tools. It'll be good for PvP, having more durable, like, stone weapons that you don't have to repair or worry about as much. It's kind of what I'm seeing.
Add this tier of copper tools between stone and iron.
I'm hoping that the update will see a lot more people using.
Okay, so you just
make
use
sure to mine it and
ingots.
actually put it into tools.
That's super
It
easy.
fits really nicely into the sort of early game.
And
progression,
copper is
using
so
copper for
easy to
things you
get.
maybe would have before either been stuck on stone or, you know, had to decide
No.
whether you want to use iron for.
No, you make an iron farm. Okay,
Obviously, the
bro. Ah, bro. Okay, who is not making an iron farm, bro? Make an iron farm. You'll never worry about lamps again. You'll never worry about beacons. Like, seriously, are you guys manually farming beacons? Tell me in the comments. Are you manually farming beacons? You better not be. That is disgusting, degenerate behavior. Disgusting.
The copper golem fits
Make an iron farm.
into this game drop.
Don't be stuck before iron on cobblestone. You're broke. Oh.
Was a fan
Oh.
beloved in
Copper gold.
We place a carved pumpkin on top of a copper block, and that's how we will make the chest and the golem.
Functionality quite a lot.
The new design is that it's going to move around and take items from copper chests and put them in either empty chests or chests with a matching copy of that item.
Interesting.
To sort of help clean up your inventory management and your chests.
Okay, that is actually really great news, because honestly, I could go put a couple copper chests down in my Jeb floating floor chest room, right? Where I have all those chests. I organize the chests based off of singular blocks instead of variety of blocks, because right now I have them kind of sorted by biome. But then whenever I go on a mining trip or anything, whenever I gather resources, I can just go to my copper chests, compile everything into the copper chests, and then there'll be some golems running around the Jeb floor that'll go and move the items from the copper chests to the chests that I have organized in my chest room. So this is like a super easy way, like off rip, it appears, to make like an auto like sorter, right? So that is really nice. Like, you won't have to really worry that much about inventory management and like siphoning through every single chest after every single adventure you go on and breaking down like what blocks go in which area of your chest room. Like, you can have a central storage area, like a couple of them. I know the radius isn't very big for the copper golems, but spread them around your chest floor and then have different areas that you can distribute your blocks to. Oh, cool. Double chest too.
Included, kind of, that it has a copper chest
Oxidized
where you can
versions.
start
Oh,
putting
fully
items
oxidized. Nice.
already as-
The animations of the copper golem, having mobs that like serve a purpose and carry out tasks. Like, he is literally a helping hand now to the base. Look, he could be, you know, helping with an auto farm for wheat with the sugarcane, taking the sugarcane, putting it into a freaking chest that leads into a hopper, which leads into a furnace. Like, you could have this guy connecting different farms, making automation. So yeah, okay. Decent. Okay. I give this guy like 9 out of 10 right now. But I want to see him interact with the buttons, because I remember that from the mob vote. he can interact with copper buttons. So let's see the copper button. Let's see him interact with that.
Future game drops, we always revisit old ideas as well to find the best.
Really, you guys revisit old ideas? Revisit Crab Claw Nation right now. Go and pull that up in your game files. Go, oh, this item gives you extra 1 block build radius. And then just add it to the game right now, please. I will not ask again. Add it.
Ideas for the right drop.
Okay.
For me, the best thing with the copper golem is the cute.
Yo, this guy got a little... Yo, that... I don't know how I feel about that walk, though. What the heck? Why this guy wiggling in the hips and then the head, bro? What in the heck?
Thing with the copper golem is the cute.
Yo, this guy is like me when I was 4 years old, bobbling my head around, unable to control the center of mass that was my giant brain. Man, this copper variation almost looks purple. Like, that is super beautiful. I'm a major fan of that. And yeah, what she was saying about oxidation showing up in your world over time, let me know, should I build with some copper soon? Let me know in the comments. I do have a build that I wanted to use copper on, and I have the foundations laid out, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Should I do some copper building? And then, guys, with vibrant visuals, non-oxidized copper is super interesting because it reflects light sources really well off of it. So, I don't know. Let me know if you guys have messed around with light sources and the new copper, just getting cool ray light effects reflecting off the blocks. It doesn't work off of the oxidized version, but yeah, definitely check that out with vibrant visuals. Already in the Jeb 4, this is perfect. I'm almost dead somehow, and my game's lagging out, and it's on fancy visuals instead of vibrant. It just switches every time I log in. But that's okay. But look, I could put like a copper chest right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Maybe I'd put it here. Like 1 block closer. But he has like an 8 block radius, supposedly. He can go and sort into these chests. I get them all laid out with specific items. Go to this copper chest. The copper golem would go and sort to all of my chests based off of what item is in it. It would track and know like which chest has which item. And I could make a really easy auto sorter without even needing any redstone, okay? So for that, whee! Man, that really does make me happy. That makes me excited and pleased and satisfied. However, guys, I am upset, actually, because there is actually really bad news. The thing that I was excited for the most about copper golems was that they are supposedly able to interact with copper buttons. But guys, I didn't see a single copper button. I did not see a copper golem interact with a button. And in the old snapshots of the copper golems, there was no copper chest. And they said, oh, we're reinventing the copper golem. People forget, man. We are totally gonna change up how he was supposed to work originally. And so, guess what that means? I don't think that they're coming out with copper buttons off rip, which is what I was most excited for. I wanted to make randomizers with copper buttons, and then the copper golem picks the button at random. I wanted to do a super... Okay, I'm gonna just give you guys an example of what I wanted to use the copper button for. I'm heading down into the parkour cave, okay? Alright, just picture this with me. Oh no, I didn't fall, thank goodness. Okay. Picture a flying machine. Okay? A flying machine with slime in the middle. And then it has a endpoint here, and then an endpoint at the other wall. And it's flying back and forth, okay, guys? A flying machine. And then you would have to go and jump, do some parkour, and land on the middle of the flying machine where the slime is, and bounce off of the slime mid-flying machine rotation, okay? And yeah, I'm sure there's ways to like trigger the flying machine to fly back and forth in between the walls super easily. But guys, I'm seriously a Minecraft noob. Everything I do, I have to learn from scratch, and it's difficult. However, I was thinking, oh, whoa, a copper golem that interacts with what? Copper buttons, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to have the flying machine start and end, and then instead of having like automated like observers and redstone that like trigger the piston back and forth, I would just have a copper golem at either side with a button. Like, tell me that doesn't sound so easy. Copper golem either side with a button, and they're just triggering the flying machine back and forth for the parkour course. So, I don't know. I also had ideas for randomizers where the copper golem would have buttons, and the buttons would be behind trapdoors that would get triggered by a player, and then the copper golem would hit one of the buttons at random, which would like cause a floor to fall out. So I had some pretty fun, interesting ideas that I wanted to experiment with the copper golem. However, the feature that I wanted to experiment with the copper golem the most is freaking removed from the game. Okay, so my final thoughts before I leave off in this video. The copper golem is really great. It's going to be really good for item sorting and like moving items to one farm to another farm. So that's going to be really awesome. I do wish that they were adding in the copper button. That was the mechanic that I was most excited for the copper golem. And then my last final thoughts is that copper tools and armor, it looks cool, but in practice and like when it actually drops, it is not going to get much use, guys. No one is going to be like, you don't struggle to find iron, you don't struggle to find diamonds. I don't struggle for any of it. The first thing you do when you boot up a Minecraft world is you should look for diamonds and get efficiency and fortune 3, so you're maximizing your time and you're not just grinding the grind and playing super slow. Because the coolest thing about Minecraft is projects like this. Being creative, building art, making mini games, making gambling, like doing all of that is what makes Minecraft fun. It isn't fun to like sit there and mine things. So if you're like using copper tools and copper armor, you're going to die more. You are going to be not as efficient in your time. What is it called? It's like your time to profit, like cost incentive, bro. Like we want to maximize our profits per hour, you know what I'm saying? So we got to lock in. Just get diamonds. The only thing I can really see copper tools and armor being used for is honestly, it's just going to be used for custom games, at least in Heim, making, you know, custom builds where it's like, dang, we don't want to have like someone be super overpowered with their build, so we're gonna have to like nerf them by giving them copper gear, and we just like don't want to have to worry about repairing armor as often, so we don't want to do leather armor, so we're gonna do copper because it has more durability. And yeah, you know, like it doesn't have as much it has more durability than stone, and like we want to make someone weak and have stone weapons, you know, so he's not overpowered. And so we're gonna give him a stone weapon, or we're not gonna give him a stone weapon, we're gonna give him the equivalent of a stone weapon, but it has more durability in copper. So, I don't know, that's kind of where my thoughts are at for copper. Is interesting. I do highly encourage you guys to comment on the Minecraft page to, I don't know, is this doxing? Is this like sending over my viewers to stir up a ruckus? Like, I don't know, then I guess we're doing it. I guess we're stirring up a revolution. Crab Nation, Crab Claw, don't back down, let your voices be heard. And now we have to unite together. Minecraft community, let's band together for the greatness of the copper button. This is what I've had in my brain for the day about the copper golems being added. Copper chest, pretty cool addition. Has some flaws, has some concerns about mine. The progression system isn't really going to change that much having copper be added into the game. It's just like a really weird middle ground that isn't going to be touched very much in my opinion. But let me know, do you guys disagree with me? Is copper like the coolest new feature added ever in the history of Minecraft? Is copper freaking armor the best, better than netherite? Like, tell me below if you disagree. And yeah, let's band together and unite for this cause, guys. Let's make our voices heard. And I am proud of Minecraft for busting out so many freaking updates and content, but I will say my concerns and what I think they could add and improve on even more, just because I do like the game a lot. And so I want to see some more features that sound fun to interact with. Let me know, guys.